Good morning, members. The time being 10:30, I declare this meeting of Carthrone Creek County Council open. Firstly, we're all aware of the conditions relating to live streaming. Conditions, Errol. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet and pay respect to elders past, present and emerging. Are there any absences? I've got Councillor Member Peer. He's on his way, I think. We'll put him in at the moment.
Well, I've texted Paul and I haven't got a response, so I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything from Paul just at the moment.
So that's three moved absences. Someone like to move the acceptance of that?
Yep.
Thanks. Member Kinsey and secondly, Member Houston. Are there any declaration of interest? I'll take that as nil. Moving on to the confirmation of the minutes of the meeting held on the 11th of May. Someone like to move the acceptance of that? Member Kinsey, seconder, Member Garnsey. Are there any alterations or amendments to those minutes?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I noticed that the biosecurity lady didn't show up in the minutes. This is probably not that bad, I think.
Sorry, the biosecurity. What page do we refer to?
Any respect.
Is this the, where it says that the question would be that are directed to the department?
Oh, sorry, I didn't read that. I'll withdraw that, Mr. Chair.
Sorry. Mr. Chair, in relation to that section, it states
None of the
that
microphones are on. They should be flashing red. Oh, we're not using that. Oh, I do apologise.
okay,
I'm
so
sorry.
in relation to that comment, it's written down that we would be better to speak to somebody at DPI. Are we going to talk to somebody at DPI about those issues?
What page is that on?
Page 11. The one with the DPI Biosecurity Commissioner, Mrs. Catherine Cliff.
Oh, yeah. Call that now.
Yeah, she didn't have the knowledge of our answers for our questions, but said we would be better off to talk to.
You knew a lot about ticks.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Dissolve.
Yeah. Can we ask those questions of somebody else in the department?
Yeah, I believe we can. Mr. General Manager, that's on page 11. The DPI Biosecurity Commissioner, Catherine Cliff, and the information she provided just wasn't what we were looking for. She said that we were better off chasing someone in DPI.
Councillors are requesting, can we please chase someone from that department up?
Oh, yeah. Right, yeah, I recall that now. We all remember that there was no CPI increase on the white funding. Member Kinsey?
Yes, Mr. Chair, my question to that commissioner was that why are we still selling cacti in the sector? And that's the one I didn't get an answer for.
Okay, if we can put that in.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, so we'll just note that the team will trace up the GPI in the matter of the wholesale sale of cactus. That seems somewhat unregulated. Okay, on that, is there any other matters there of the minutes?
Sorry, just on from that, I just don't think it was just cactus, it was plants that are noxious weeds in other states as well. So the example being gazanias that are still being sold through Bunnings, etc., but they can't get rid of them in farming country in Victoria and South Australia.
Okay, well, I'll ask the General Manager to include that in his representation. Did you hear that, Mike, that we're looking? Okay, our apology. The matter of weeds, what we refer as weeds, being sold as plants in other states through Bunnings and this sort of thing, they seem to be the main culprit. The noxious plant in our area, for instance, I don't know, out on the Hudson Bear, I suppose, whether that's available in other states as a general plant sold by the likes of Bunnings or whoever.
And vice versa too. Being sold in New South Wales, where it's definitely not just weed in Victoria.
We're having trouble with Mike. I can see the stone look on his face, and I apologise for that, Mike. We might take that up. We'll take that up after the meeting.
Yeah. Yep, no worries.
Okay, thanks. On that, if there's no other matters arising from the last meeting, I'll put that, all those in favour of the acceptance of those minutes, clear that carried.
Excuse me, Doug. I know this is out of order now, but Paul Fisher's just replied, and they've had rain overnight, and his road is closed.
Oh, that's
So
easy.
he tenders his apologies.
So we'll put Member Fisher in as an apology. Moving on to item 9 on page 13, the rescission of the 2025 Model Code of Conduct, Code of Meeting Practice. This is turned into a
Debacle.
it is, yeah. So the recommendation there is the council formally rescind resolution 12607, passed at the ordinary meeting held on the 23rd of February, which stated that council have not received any submitted and adopts the Code of Meeting Practices table. So on that basis, we refer back to the previous Code of Meeting Practice until they finish playing games with it in Macquarie Street.
I'll move that.
Thank you, Councillor Garner, Member Garnsey, a seconder. Member Colton. There's no further discussion on that. I'll put that all those in favour. Against, we're carried. The correspondence. The first one is item 10, we have a letter from the Minister for Agriculture regarding that CPI indexation from the WAP program. So would someone like to move that correspondence be received and noted? Thank you. Member Hogan, second to Member Garnsey. I'll put that all in favour. Against, carried. Reports of committees. There's the Northwest Regional meeting, the Central West Regional meeting. And as I just flicked through the business paper here, that's those. So, correspondence. page 16, I'll go back to that. Sorry,
19.
that's sorry, yeah. On page 19, there is a recommendation of those two meeting minutes be received and noted. Thank you, Member Bell. Second, Member Cook. I'll put that. All in favour? Yes, carried. We'll now move on to the report of the General Manager. And this relates to the resolution register. The recommendation on page 31, that resolution register for June 2026 be received and noted. Thank you, Member Kinsey. Seconded, Member Houston. No, I didn't even know. Councillor Brumley joining us.
Apologies for my lateness.
Welcome, Brett.
Which note?
No one.
So we'll note the absence there, thank you. We put that one through, didn't we, the resolution register?
Can I just get a question around that, if that's okay? Can we have an update on where the flyers are up to and which quarterly notice they're going to go out with? Is it the next one or?
Yeah, that was, what item was that? Sorry.
First one, top one on page 32.
That's the media awareness program to be undertaken by the GM in conjunction with the distribution of flyers and rate notices.
Have an update, Mike.
So, Mr. General Manager, do you have an update on the flyers? Item one it was, I think, the
Yes.
first one there on page 34.
It's the same thing.
Yes. The media awareness program.
The flyers.
Phone one.
Okay. What councils are involved in that? What general purpose councils?
It's written somewhere.
I think it was Coonabarra and Gilgandra and Coonamble
And Warren.
and Warren.
Yeah.
And our council had a question also, so we've asked what information was in there, and Mike, I'm just gonna read this sentence that you sent me on Friday. We can include what chemical can be used for its control. And obviously, Andre, do you have anything else?
Yeah, so we did have these flyers, but we can no longer use them because they're branded with all of the other logos, and so departments are stopping those logos and changing it. So we thought we're better off to put something out that's purely from Castlereagh. So we can put what the weed looks like, bit of an ID, our contacts, and then the chemical options. So that's the draft that we're doing at the moment. But if you want to still take those, you can, but I just thought for a letterbox drop, we'll adopt something from Castlereagh and Macquarie.
Yeah, I'll take some of those.
Yeah.
Okay. So are we talking a letterbox drop or notices out with rate notices or both?
Both, see,
Yeah, I guess you've got to capture them all both ways. Yep.
Okay. Right, so they'll go to the councils in time for them to put them with their first rate notices. Okay, right, so,
We thought we'd do Parthenium for Walletshire. Yes.
yeah, that's great.
The Parthenium, right, yeah.
Okay, Member Houston, thanks for raising that, then, it was a good pick up. So, did we address that? Okay, so I'll take to move on to the next one, which is the circulars received from the New South Wales Office of Local Government.
This is not reading.
There's one in regard to the remuneration tribunal. Boarding houses. Very hard, they don't give them a heading at all, do they? Present that last one there on page 40. Trying to determine what that's about. Contact action information. Time series data 24-25. Must be aligned to someone. So yeah, the recommendation there in regard to that is that the information contained in those circulars from Department of Premier and Cabinet be received and noted. After all that, Member Kinsey, Member Rumley. I'll put that all in favour. Yes, carried. We now get into the financial side of the business and item 12.3. Cash on hand, an investment report as at April and May, end of April, end of May. So we're still retaining a very healthy bank balance, which I'm sure a lot of other councils would like to be in the same position. Yeah. Okay, right. So the recommendation on page 43 that the investment report for April and May be received and noted. Member Garnsey, Member Bell, put that, all those in favour. Against, very carried. Member fees in the local government remuneration tribunal, and this is where our remuneration, we have the option to set it at anywhere between the minimum and maximum level. Traditionally, we've set it at the minimum level. I can't see any reason to change that. Unless anyone else has got a similar view. Okay, so the recommendation there is that the member fees for 26-27 be fixed at 2,170, and the chairperson, geez, we'll all shout, 4,660. And on top of that, there is a superannuation contribution to its members in accordance with the Government Act. Someone like to move that way? Member Holcomb, Member Garnsey. There's no further discussion. I'll put that, all those in favour. Against, very carried. Okay, we move on now to the operational plan and delivery program, which has been on display for the required 28 days. And as reported, that we've received no submissions, and we now formally adopt these documents. Someone like to move that way? Member Kinsey, Member Rumry? No discussion? I'll put all those in favour, against, declare it carried. Our Audit Risk and Improvement Committee, Strategic Work Plan and Annual Work Plan. If you would, please. Excuse me, what page is that on? Thank you, the blue one. Thank you. Did we make any allowance in the this year's budget or the 26-27 budget for work health and safety. Righto. So on page 50 is the recommendation that we adopt the strategic work plan, 25, 26, 28, 29, and the annual work plan for 26, 27. Member Kinsey, Member Houston. Any further questions on that? Just another. Oh. No, I won't say it. Oh, this would be a good idea. That's another one.
We've got your vibe.
But I'll put that. No questions, all in favour? Yes, carried. Okay, we move on now to the accounts payable and payroll change control policy. Appears nil. So the recommendation on page 65, the council adopts the accounts payable and payroll change control policy as tabled. So I'd like to move that way. Member Kinsey and Member Romrey. No further discussion on that. I'll put all those in favour. Against, I declare it carried. A lot of responsibility placed on our staff, isn't it? You accept a lot of these things in good faith and you end up doing it. The next one is the payment of expenses and provision of facilities to councillors, the policy for that. But I think it's pretty straightforward, would you agree? So the recommendation now on page 70, that we adopt those expenses and provision with that one change. Councillor Member Bell and Member Holcomb. I'll put that all in favour. Against, I declare it carried. Next item is the upcoming meetings and events. You will note that the August meeting has been laid down for Uganda. And did you want to just discuss what you've proposed there, Mr. GM? So Rebecca will organise the accommodation and all that sort of thing, we just have to RSVP to her. Yeah. What I'd like to do, Mr Chairman, is have dinner up at our information centre. Right, okay, that'd be good. We might have to grab a bus somewhere so you can have a beer and pitch home. These things are pretty important. Okay, then the October meeting is in Canberra, Parrot meeting. As the GM said, and that list of events takes us up to the end of another year, which is a bit scary, isn't it? Okay, the recommendation now on page 77, to receive and note that list of events. Member Houston, Member Cook. There's no further discussion on that. I'll put all those in favour. Against? Member carried. Come to Gilmore, I'll show you good. Okay, we now move on to the quarterly biosecurity report. Did you want to speak to this? Jane?
Yeah, thanks, Doug. So, yeah, we've got a number of weed issues with the conditions we've had out there. One that has highlighted is a new species, more prominent around the Barradine area. So it's similar to the Apuntia alata, that's the Riverina pear in Lightning Ridge that you would have seen out near Lawn that exploded. Still a Apuntia species, but this one's the ripe platinus. So I'll just hand it around. So it's another one that's escaped out in the field and nice big spikes on it. But what I'm noticing in the landscape, this is pretty much overtaking everywhere where we had tree pear that we've been treating over the years. And now this has come in. So it's on the common at Barradine and also the sewer treatment works. We've done works on the sewer treatment for Warrumbungle Shire, mainly in the used access areas, and the rest we've released to biocontrol that's taken well. So yeah, that's our next Hudson of some sort of coming. So, and it was actually sent away to the Botanical Gardens to have a positive ID on it.
So what's it called again?
This one is a Puntia, and I'm learning it still. Raya plantus.
Oh, I love it.
Any idea that you could spell that for us?
It's in the bottom.
R-I-O-P. It's actually written in the report on page 81.
The bottom there, Puntia.
Yeah.
Hi.
There you go. Well, I thought it would have started with P for a start. So there you go.
Very similar with the cladodes to the alata, like the Riverina pear, but it was just those thorns that was totally different to me, and so that's why we got some samples and flowers and seeds and sent off to the Botanical Gardens. So yeah, it's just on steroids, really taken over.
So the treatment of it is.
So chemicals the same as all the other cacti species that we have, so your uptake oil and Grazon extra. But we did do a release in the meantime, waiting on a positive ID. We tried a few bio options, and the tiger pear and Riverina pear have taken to it quite well. So I know that's been a bit of a concern in Warrumbungle Shire as well, and that's what we're doing with that out there. So. And as I said, the treatment works we've done like around the fences and done the used access areas, and then the rest of it we've got the biocontrol in there.
So have we reported that to Warrumbungle Council as such?
Yeah.
Andrea, how long do you think the infestation has been growing? Like
Gee,
just a
well,
few
the one,
days, or is it 12 days?
out near the treatment works, that was always like tree pear. And then got a call out from Warrumbungle Shire to have a look at it, and I just couldn't believe it. It's just, well, pretty much the same example would be out at Lawn. How we just went from, we sort of watched it and we couldn't act on it because it wasn't on weed-wise. So waiting for those risk assessments to go through to get it on weed-wise in that, say, 2 years, it exploded.
And the infestation lawn, is that the river right up there?
Yeah,
Yeah, because it looks different, you come down that road, there's something
Yeah.
different.
yeah. If you go in and look a bit closer, the bio has really taken off with that as well. Yeah, it's just a shame we couldn't have acted sooner when we were saying what it was doing, but, yeah, got there in the end. But yeah, it's pretty important to just, BPI notified them about the new species as well. But even this morning, travelling here, when I left, from Barradine and the rest of the way, all them roadsides where I've been putting, tree care over the years. Every spot, this has taken over every spot. So it might be a bit like, you know, we predicted in Lightning Ridge when the white spine Hudson goes, we're seeing the brown spines coming in. So they've always said you make room for another weed, so here we go again. So, yeah.
Is the cacti between Bugledeye and Barradine that or something else?
Yeah, there is tree care through there as well, but the concern, like up around on Kennybriar Road where the common is, it's this that's invaded everywhere. But yeah, like I said, to see it come out, because it's a fair way on that roadside, the Barradine Road coming to Coonamble from where the sewer treatment is, and it's out there as well.
Because I noticed there was a heap of cacti, like just all of a sudden you can see it coming up in between Bugledeye and Barradine on the roadside.
Bugledeye and Barradine,
Going,
those ones are the tree care.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all the suckers that have come back
Yeah.
up. We've got to get back there. It's gone nuts. But even the prickly care, I think it's about 30 k's out of Walden, and it's just like,
Which side of Walden?
coming to Coonamble.
It's definitely not going,
Yeah,
So
unbelievable.
the cactus blasters, it's not working there?
Oh, like the blasters and the bio are still out there. It's just, you know, over the years, I've just noticed the prickly, it's just having its day. It's probably a bit like we've had seasons of St John's wort where it was yellow, and then you have a few seasons where it's just,
Non-existent,
yeah,
but it comes back to get you.
it does. So, but yeah, the cacti species have definitely just taken off this season. And there's a couple of species that are taken off weed wires altogether and no longer being reported on BIS. And that's the Azolla species, the black roly-poly, the bracken fern, duckweed, fishbone fern, galvanised fir, Sifton bush, and silky oak, and sweet potassipion, if I can pronounce that right, which in other words is a mock orange tree. So they're all, if you want them listed, I can put them in the next report, but this come in after, so they're all no more reportable.
Could you list them for us, please, in the next report?
Yeah, sure. And then just one more on your Gazania that you were asking me about as well. So it's currently under review. So on both levels with BPI. So it's on a state level that they're reviewing it, and they're also doing herbicide trials on that. So if I can get more information for the next meeting, I can give you a full update on that one. So, but you're right, very invasive. So yeah.
My garden's not dies. I'll garden for you, I'll kill it.
Hi.
just so Councillor Todd in our meeting on Thursday brought up that the comment in Barradine was an absolute mess, and
Yeah,
so how did you go there?
spoke to him last week, and I'd already been out there prior to his call about it, and then speaking with the Crown Lands as well. So he seems to think that there's a common in there, and they're trying to get something active with that happening. But as far as I know, it's just Crown Land. There's no common involved. With that said, it makes things a bit easier too, because once there's a common, it just changes all the rules with how we can go ahead.
Oh, so it's not the common, it's Crown Land.
Yeah.
It's Crown Land, it's easy.
Yeah. So, and I'll still follow up more of that with Crown Lands as well, so.
Yeah, but you're following up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Andrew, just a quick question if I may. The Parthenium outbreak on Kingy Road,
Yep.
Well Road of Wallet, like, is that associated with a particular activity, like, or is it just a
Um,
random outbreak?
So it's at a site we already had, it's just extended out where it germinated, yeah. So, we have IPs, which is what DPI put out, so the IPs will be, sort of like what road it is, or it might be a new property. So it's still in the same IP that we've been on, it's just, moved out, so. But yeah, once again, quick to get those ones and, just move our guideposts out a bit further now. So, yeah, but it's just way too much, that we're finding roadside in Walgett Shire. It has to be on property, so that's why we thought it might be a good idea to do Parthenium flyers for Walgett Shire. And it's more just, keep them all alert, and if they have got it, like jump in quick. And things like, Parthenium, which is state level, DPI, they're really good that they'll jump on and give us whatever support we need so it doesn't, invade the whole properties. So, and then, like I said, there's 7-year re-inspection on it once you've got it, so, yeah.
Okay, was there any, Jim?
Yeah, Andy, just referring back to earlier in our document, there was, in general business on page 28, sorry, it's a while ago, the weeds guide that was going for printers. Can you tell us what that weeds guide is and which councils is it going to? It's on page 28, second paragraph, general business.
5.2.
Isn't that not for our area, or is that for somewhere else, or what is it?
I'm a bit lost with that too. Can you help with that, Mike? A weeds guide is going to printers tomorrow, 2,000 copies ordered.
This is actually part of the Central West Committee meeting minutes.
Oh, right, that's right, I'm confused. Yeah, sorry, so that's our regional one that they'll put through, yeah.
Okay.
And then they'll come out. So we've got the Northwest has been printed.
Yep.
I don't, if anyone wants copies, I can bring them to the next meeting.
Yep.
And the Central West, so it's a similar one to Northwest.
Yep.
So it'll be printed, so they're just a little bit
Good to see it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sorry, I've got to
No, that's all
sort
right.
myself back. Yeah, regional one it is.
Okay, back to page 80. Is there any more questions to Andy? So on page 80 there is just a recommendation that per report to receive the notice. Thank you, Member Garnsey, seconded Member Holcomb. I'll put that. All those in favour? Against? I declare it carried. We now need to move into closed session. I'll ask staff to leave the room and I'll keep a record of that.
Is that unusual?
That's it. That sounds true.
Just checking.
Member Rummery, Member Holcomb. I'll put that all those in favour. Yes, carried. And the adoption of the closed session report that we adopt the recommendations of the closed committee report in regard to the more than satisfactory performance review of Mr. Urquhart.
Unmuted.
Okay, just on page 87, that was moved by myself, Mr. Chair, there's a second in that case. So we've done that. Are there any questions for next meeting? Take that as nil. The next meeting will be held on 31st of August in Gilgandra, and at 11:25, I declare the meeting closed.